Let's see what this bitch is talking about.
Hallelujah! Oh, my New South Empire, wonderful and fantastic fun, Starman Films, global family of winners. This your winner, Fitzhugh Sergio Fevers Huff. That's right, guys. We got some heavy topics tonight. I want to introduce my panelists. Tonight we got author Nabia Rose. We got skit creator Travis Churchill. And we also got Valerie Williams coming on. Marlo Gibson will be joining us later on. CJ Wade is on movie set, filming at this time. She won't be available. And Adam Wilson is currently busy working overseas. So it's just us, 5 of us. And of course, there goes Samuel Blue, our fact checker. But all of us do our research, so everything's going to be as correct as possible. I'd like to welcome all our viewers to the Winnas Podcast, where we discuss politics, relationships, economics, finance, and relationships. And we also will talk about whatever you like. If you put it in the comments that you want to talk about specific topics, we will. If we can't address it today, we will address it next week. But I'm going to let you know what the topics are tonight, and then we're going to show you a disclaimer, all right? Tonight's first topic is, by the way, this is our 219th episode. Yay! How about that? We're going on 4 years, guys. This is an awards-nominated podcast, and I'm very proud of that. Topic number 1 is Trump's meme, since it's the hottest shit going since popcorn. Trump's meme versus other similar pictures from politicians and clergymen. 2, why blacks vote Democratic. Topic number 3 is, what has the Democratic Party done for anyone? Number 4 is demographic feminization. I wonder whose topic is that. Anyway, topic number 5 is, why do black folk continue to allow themselves to be used by liberal white folk? Number 6 is the origin of entitlement. Topic number 7 is the Antioch Police Department and the District Attorney's Office backlash, plus whatever you viewers would like to discuss. With that being said, Mr. Engineer, how about reading that disclaimer for us, please?
The Winnas Podcast is meant to inform and entertain listeners. The opinions shared by the hosts and guests are their own and do not represent any company or organization. Topics discussed are based on opinions and information available at the time, which can change. This podcast does not give professional advice. Listeners should check information for themselves, and the hosts and panelists are not responsible for any decisions or results based on what is shared on the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, we got to pay our bills, and I'm going to have the engineer to play the commercial of Doja Vineyard, my very own brand of moonshine, fruit punch flavored. Yeah, y'all, that's right. Y'all can go to Doja, Doja, vineyard.com and pre-order your jars of Fitz Paradise juice, fruit punch flavored moonshine. We also got wines too. And you put in FPJ and get your discount. Okay. Now, with that being said, one, I think I'm gonna go with mine first so we could wait for Val and Marlo. My topic was, let me get to it. I had so much burning desires this week. It's unreal because there was so much stuff going on. And I didn't want to be talking about the same thing that everybody else was saying. Black people keep voting Democratic. All right. Uh, Mr. Engineer, if you don't mind playing that first clip for me.
For Black Americans. Here's some history you didn't learn in school. Democrats literally fought in the Civil War to keep us enslaved. Once they lost the Civil War, they opposed the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, freeing all enslaved Black people, giving us equal rights and the right to vote. And once Reconstruction was issued by Republicans to integrate Black people into society, Democrats passed the Jim Crow laws. Yeah, you didn't know that came from Democrats, did you? Once Reconstruction was passed to give Black people political power, the Democratic Party founded the KKK, a terrorist organization created to terrorize and to intimidate Black people from voting. After this, Democrats opposed the 1957 Civil Rights Act, the 1960 Civil Rights Act, and the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Though that act is accredited to Lyndon B. Johnson, who was the sitting president at the time, the majority of the opposition, even to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, came from Democrats. And I know what I'm going to hear now, but the party switched. That is a myth. Who do you think taught you that? Maybe the same people who spent their life oppressing you for hundreds of years, who are trying to make you disregard and forget about that history. The parties never switched. That is often repeated and regurgitated, but is not supported by historical documentation. What more accurately happened is that certain voting blocks within both of those parties switched. The ideologies of both of those parties and what they were founded on never switched places. Not only is that inaccurate, it's irrational. Most of us have no idea about what really happened and what caused us to realign from being Republican to being Democrat. This is exactly why I wrote my book, How the Democrats Won the Blacks from Physical to Mental Slavery, to tell the true accounts of this history. If you want to learn the accurate history that they never taught us in school, the book is available now for pre-order on Amazon. The link is in my bio, or you can just comment the word book and I'll send the link right to your DMs. As always, God bless, protect, and keep you.
You know what stuck out in my mind, guys, is the fact that the switch, the way he phrased that, the switch from physical slavery to mental slavery. I mean, I know both parties got some shit with them. You know what I'm saying? And I do not minimize that at all. But the stranglehold that they have on people. Now, it's not just Black people now. Don't get it twisted. It's all races. Val, you missed the clip, but thanks. We're glad to see you. Turn your phone horizontal so we can get a better view of you. You're already in the car, so yeah, there you go. Now we can see that mug better. You know.
Really?
Yeah, it's a beautiful mug. But yeah.
Well, thank you.
Uh, what we were talking about, the stranglehold that the Democratic Party has on minorities, basically, on everybody, how it went from physical slavery to mental slavery, and we showed how back in the early times how the Democrats fought for slavery to stay, and how the parties really didn't switch how they say it switched. If we had time, I would replay it, but we got another clip. Maybe Samuel, if you could play that one, and then we all can elaborate on that. If you could play that other one, Sam, and then you can get what you missed, Val. It's a different gentleman talking about taking a different avenue about what we're talking about. And while he's pulling that up, guys, I just want to say that I've noticed that the Democratic Party have been, they're hope dealers. To me, they're hope dealers. And they're selling hope dreams to the hope addict. You know, right now we want action. We're tired of dreaming and keeping hope alive. You know, them days are over with now. We're about that action. Did you find it, Mr. Engineer? I crowned you in the production group. I think I put a crown on it. Yeah, that's it. That's it, boss.
Okay.
Black people tend to vote Democratic, right? But if you sit back and you take a look at the policies that have been most detrimental and have had the greatest negative impact on Black people, all those things happened under a Democratic presidency, House, Senate, and a Democratic-controlled Supreme Court. Yeah. So when you look at criminalizing child support, right? Rich white people don't give a fuck about child support because they're gonna pay. There's no issue, right? When it came to crack versus cocaine, you can get caught with a kilogram of powder cocaine and get less time than you do get caught with an ounce of crack, right? Yeah. That was aimed at Black people because crack was a drug that was predominantly distributed in Black communities, right? When it came to Maxine Waters, I'm a big fan, or I used to be a big fan of Maxine Waters. Yeah. Maxine Waters used to be giving Joe Biden bitch ass the fucks. Yeah. Joe Biden and his crackhead ass motherfucker sons, Hunter, that piece of shit, cocksucking ass motherfucker. Joe Biden was mad at Black people because he felt like the Black people at Washington, D.C. introduced his sons to cocaine. And so he used all his power and all his influence to create policies that had the biggest negative impact on Black people. And then Joe Biden's political, you know who his political motherfucking hero was?
The Grand Wizard.
Senator Strom Thurmond.
Yeah, Grand Wizard.
He was the last segregationist in the Senate. As a people, Black.
You know what, Sam? Let's squash that one since we have so much technical difficulty. But because Val just got on, I think she has due process to hear the other one. Can you pull the other one up? It's so short, so she could hear what we heard, and then I'll give everybody a chance to
for Black Americans. Here's some history you didn't learn in school. Democrats literally fought in the Civil War to keep us enslaved. Once they lost the Civil War, they opposed the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment, freeing all enslaved Black people, giving us equal rights and the right to vote. And once Reconstruction was issued by Republicans to integrate Black people into society, Democrats passed the Jim Crow laws. Yeah, you didn't know that came from Democrats, did you? Once Reconstruction was passed to give Black people political power, the Democratic Party founded the KKK, a terrorist organization created to terrorize and to intimidate Black people from voting. After this, Democrats opposed the 1957 Civil Rights Act, the 1960 Civil Rights Act, and the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Though that act is accredited to Lyndon B. Johnson, who was the sitting president at the time, the majority of the opposition, even to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, came from Democrats. And I know what I'm going to hear now, but the party switched. That is a myth. Who do you think taught you that? Maybe the same people who spent their life oppressing you for hundreds of years, who are trying to make you disregard and forget about that history. The parties never switched. That is often repeated and regurgitated, but is not supported by historical documentation. What more accurately happened is that certain voting blocks within both of those parties switched. The ideologies of both of those parties and what they were founded on never switched places. Not only is that inaccurate, it's irrational. Most of us have no idea about what really happened and what caused us to realign from being Republican to being Democrat. This is exactly why I wrote my book, how the Democrats won the blacks from physical to mental slavery, to tell the true accounts of this history. If you want to learn the accurate history that they never taught us in school, the book is available now for pre-order on Amazon.
Thank you, Mr. Engineer. Now,
Yeah,
Via, what's your
he's
thought?
not paying.
Say that again.
No, sir, he ain't paying as a sponsor, so he can pay
Oh
for us to like.
Okay, yeah. But we appreciate his thoughts. His mouth ain't no braille book, but it's something to think about. Navia, what's your thoughts on what this gentleman had to say?
I just think that the Republicans and the Democrats is bullshit to me. Like, they both working together, honestly. You look at the ones that be in the Democrat, you look at the ones that be in the Republican, they all could be working together to me, honestly. But I don't choose which one, so it don't got me mentally. It's really what I feel like a lot of people choose certain parties is because of what they have to offer. And that's different times. Like, if you got to offer this and it's going to be good for me, then that's who I'm choosing. So I don't really think it's a mental thing. And you said earlier about, oh, they selling us dreams. Trump sold us dreams too. I don't see him doing nothing either, and he's in the Republican. Like, he's a Republican, right?
Yeah, okay. Well, I see a lot that he's doing, but we'll get to that. I mean, you're not doing the same things that me and Sam are doing for you to see what he's doing for us. So yeah, so
Okay, yeah, that's
I
why
just
I said, yeah, that's
yeah.
why I said it was all about what the person have to offer that's going to benefit that person. So yeah, it's doing that for y'all, but it's not doing that for like the overall people. So yeah, of course you're going to agree with it because it's something that he's offering y'all, but everybody is not doing the same thing that y'all doing. So you can't
Yeah,
really go by that.
I can say that's truly fair. Everybody doesn't have the opportunity and the access to do that. Okay, Travis, what was your thoughts about what this gentleman said?
This is a great topic because this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart because a lot of people will say, "Oh, I'm not really a Democrat or a Republican." Well, have you ever voted for a Republican? Probably not, right? And Trump is the epitome of Republican. So and what is he doing? He's making us the number one creator of energy. They're having to buy their energy from us. So Trump's doing phenomenal things for us. But the thing about it is, what people don't understand, the KKK, Democrats, the people who voted against the Civil Rights Act, Democrats, right? So the slave owners, if you were a slave owner and you owned slaves back in the day, you were a Democrat. I mean, this is what it is. They call them Southern Democrats, And so it's mind-boggling when you have people who are so stuck in racism and things of that nature, things that have happened in the past, right? Which I agree, hey, it was messed up. That was messed up. But you're still aligning yourselves with those people. That blows my mind. They're the enemy, right? If you hate black people, if you don't think blacks should have equal rights, if you think that blacks are less, well, then you're the enemy. That's the way I would see it. You're the enemy. So I definitely wouldn't vote for you. I wouldn't be in your party. I mean, it's mind-boggling. It blows my mind.
It's baffling. It is baffling. You know how many people died hating racism, hating slavery, hating poverty, and hating being dead last in wealth, but we're Democrat. It's
But y'all
baffling.
don't think that Donald Trump is racist, and y'all don't think he's down with the KKK? He looked like he the number one. He looked like
No.
he wear the mask all the time.
Donald
Y'all don't think
Trump.
that?
Donald Trump didn't do the eulogy for the Grand Dragon.
Well, he put Obama in them. He put Obama in them as monkeys. So what that tells you, what he think about black people? He think we're monkeys. That's some racist ass shit. That's some racist shit.
And he put the Republicans as pigs.
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right. It was all animals. Everybody were animals. Come on now.
But they
petty.
choose us to be monkeys, though.
That's petty. What's the
Monkeys,
difference?
though.
I'd rather be a monkey than a pig.
I'd rather be none
I'd
of
rather
them
be a
but a
monkey
human,
than a
because that's
pig.
what
I'd rather
that's
be
what
a
I am,
monkey
a
than a pig.
human.
A monkey got a longer lifespan and much smarter than a pig. All right, Val, what's your
Yes.
thought? What's your thoughts on this gentleman's book and statement?
I couldn't hear it.
Oh, you couldn't?
No,
So we did that. We did all that for nothing.
I put it in the chat.
Okay. All right. Basically, what he's saying that. Engineer, go ahead and give her a brief rundown, please.
He was basically just saying that, to summarize, black folks, for the majority, been voting Democrat for the last over half a century, and no conditions has changed for the black community. Lasting wealth, birth rates basically last. No generational wealth is being accumulated.
Still dependent on government assistance.
And that's basically what he was saying. When are black people as a community going to wake up and start asking the people you vote for to actually do something, but not just ask them to do it, but to hold them accountable when they said they're going to do something and they don't. That's basically what the video was, to summarize.
Okay, so isn't the number one race who use government assistance white?
Okay, we're including them too. We're including them too. Them too.
Okay, well, I'll scratch that. Now, as far as the birth rate, as a whole, it's decreasing. Not everybody can afford kids, especially now. And I'm speaking on myself. I cannot afford to have no kids right now. I don't even have kids. Now, granted, I love them, would like to have them, maybe. That's a strong maybe. But currently in this economy, no. And there's a lot more people who are opting not to have kids. They get married or have relationships or whatever, but not many people are having kids. And I think it was on Fox News that somebody was talking about the birth rate for teenagers are not having kids like they used to, and supposedly that's a bad thing.
Thank God. Yep.
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out why is that a bad thing? Because if anything, you would want teens to to finish school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to them it's a bad thing. They want teenage parents.
Okay,
How does that make any sense?
I do want to say this, Val. You said that not only black people but white people vote Democratic too, okay? But
Yeah,
why is it that the black race are dead last in wealth?
Because we don't always have the same opportunities. Yes, we can try to create them, but we don't always have the same opportunities that our counterparts do.
Including the white trash, so-called white trash?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but yeah, not everybody has the ability to get certain opportunities. And the military always isn't the answer, because I know a lot of veterans who are broke or homeless.
That's because they're not doing what they're supposed to do. That's why. If you're a veteran, I see these veterans on the corner. Talking about they're a veteran and they need some money. You know what I do? I give them a card to their local service officer.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fucking your money up, or you're not going through the proper channels to get your money. Period.
Or something happened to where they can't afford it. Now, right now,
I
think something happened in life. I'm gonna say that to where a lot of these veterans are out here on the street. Either they have a severe case of PTSD.
That's money. Ching ching, ching ching. You got PTSD. That's good. That's good money. That's 50% right there off top. Next.
But not everybody gets that.
Why not?
And that's what everybody is not service connected. Both my parents are veterans. Neither one of them are service connected because of when they got out. So yeah, one can go to the what do you call it? Commissary, whatever the hell else. Both of them can go to the VA for medical and stuff like that. But I use my mom. She's not service connected.
Okay, better still, give me an example of the opportunities that other people have that Black people don't.
A lot of us are not in Ivy League schools. A lot of us don't get the same scholarships that most of our counterparts do. A lot of us are not in Congress. A lot of us get voted out because they don't like us. Let's look at how many Black women are in Congress or in the Senate right now. Now, they had those opportunities, but at the same time, nobody wants them in there. Now, they did everything right, but yet you still have society that says, oh, I don't want them there. You got Kamala Harris, who wanted to become the president. I don't want that Black woman. I don't want that Indian woman. She did this, she did that. But I'm not saying she's perfect now, but she had that opportunity, but nobody wanted her there.
I heard more. I didn't hear that much. I don't want that Black woman. I heard.
Oh, it was a lot.
No. You know what I heard more of? I don't want that. I don't want that giggler. That gay agenda. I heard more of that than anything about her being a Black woman.
She was retarded.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
All her biscuits wasn't done. She wasn't.
But that's the thing. A lot of people say that about a lot of Black women. They say the same thing about me. And I'm not running for any type of political office. But yeah, I got some credentials under my belt too. But yeah, she don't know this, and she retarded, and she's stupid. But
you'd have made a much better president than Kamala Harris.
No, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, I would not.
Yes. Navi, a mean ass, would have been a better president than
because I don't know nothing about no political
Oh yeah.
stuff like that.
Most of y'all can speak in sentences.
Yeah,
right?
y'all could speak. She couldn't even speak.
She couldn't speak.
But the current president don't speak either. He can't even read.
And he be calling everybody else presidents, and he the president. He like the president of the United States. Y'all ain't hear that?
Or president of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
He is the
and he reads on a fourth grade level.
He is the president of Puerto Rico.
But
thank you. But he said exactly.
Okay.
But yeah, he reads on a fourth grade level.
Okay.
But he's the president.
One simple question for everybody. Okay. Sam, you got anything you need to say, my brother?
There's
First,
that grin again.
first for Val, when you asked her for one thing specifically that someone of a other race can do and she can't, she mentioned Ivy League schools. So
you said opportunities.
Well, okay, opportunities. So you mentioned Ivy League schools. So there is 0 Black women in Ivy League schools.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
No.
That was the first example.
No, I said there is not a lot of people, Black people, who can get into Ivy League schools like their counterparts can.
The thing is, can they? When they
I never said that they couldn't.
Okay, so what he was asking you for, when you said your excuse for Black folks not being as successful or being
that's not what I said either.
Okay,
because right now you're twisting my words.
So in short, because you said a whole lot when he asked you for one specific example.
Okay.
So give us one specific example of what he asked you. And then I'll just.
I did. I also named, and I also talked about. Hold up. I also talked about women in the Senate. So that was another example. It wasn't just Ivy League schools.
So that means how many Black women are in the Senate?
Not many, and not enough.
So you're answering the question, but you don't know the number.
Didn't I just say there are not a lot?
Name one. If there is there one? Name one.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's one in there. Moving on. Keep going.
Who are you talking about? Colostomy bag.
So
who was that?
Maxine Waters.
Oh, Jesus.
Y'all gotta agree with me. Don't she look like a colostomy bag? Tell the truth now. Come on.
No.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
She does not look like a colostomy bag.
All right, well, go ahead
That's
though. Give me,
man. She
give
looks
me
dry as
one.
hell.
I tell you what. Give me. Let's make it simple. Let's make it simple. Give me one example of opportunities that other people have that black people don't. You already said Senate. You already said Ivy League. Now let's keep it. Let's keep it out of the realm of into
Politics.
higher learning and all of that.
Okay.
Let's keep it with normal folk.
What about CEOs of major corporations?
So you saying that Sam, Travis, Navia, and you don't have the same opportunity or can't put our mind to do what a Caucasian person does to become a CEO or of a major corporation?
I say some have it, but not all of us have those same opportunities. And that's what I've been saying. Some have it, but your vast majority of black people are not CEOs of companies. I do know some because I'm a friend with one of them, but we don't all have the same opportunities. That's okay.
Let me tell you this. We had the opportunities. We just don't jump on it. And we don't pursue it like they do. We got the opportunities.
Okay.
Maybe I worded the question wrong. Okay, now.
No, you good.
With all that being said, let's get to the nitty gritty. What is the main reason that those folk vote Democrat? Navia.
I already told you is what people like, what they offering. If they offering more for my at the majority of the people that need that, they gonna vote for a Democrat. If it's something that a Republican is doing and is majority of what somebody gonna get, they gonna vote for that. So it's really on like what a person is getting out the deal, and that's just what I see.
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. Well, okay. So part two of that question, part B, what has the Democratic Party done for people other than government assistance?
Absolutely nothing.
Hold on. I'm talking to you, Trav.
I mean, honestly, I don't know because I really don't care. Like honestly, I would. Like really, like because I'm not receiving government assistance, so I really don't care about that. It's just that like the taxes and all of that stuff like that, they be like the Republicans, they always hitting the lower class, and we already struggling. So y'all try to make us struggle more. So of course a person going to vote for the Democrats because they more helping the lower class. The Republicans is more on the higher class or people that's making more money. So that's what I get out of it.
But would you agree that the people that employ the lower class should get tax breaks?
No, not making all of that money because they already slaving for the little bit of money. They getting rich, paying these people low money, and then the tax people taking all of the tax. I mean, all of the money from the lower class. No, I don't think that's
No,
right.
but they're employing them. They're paying them.
They not really, but if you really look at the jobs that they offering, they really not getting nothing. Like the military, them motherfuckers ain't getting paid shit. Like they really not. The really thing about the military is the benefits. Other than that, they got some bullshit ass fucking wages, honestly. So it's like you slaving for nothing. So no, just because I'm employing you, I gotta have the tax break, and the people that is struggling and pay to pay their bills, and then at the end of the year they gotta pay more than a rich person. That don't make sense to me. That don't make sense to me.
All right, moving right along. Okay. I'm trying to figure out whose topic is this. Why do Black folk continue to? Okay. Let's move right along. Let's change it. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's go to the. let's go to hot topic. This week's hot topic. Donald J. Trump's meme. Whether he was a doctor or Jesus Christ or Red Cross servant or whatever. I believe that's your topic, Val. Do you want to discuss
I thought it was
that?
his dementia.
No. Your topic was Donald Trump's meme, and if I'm not mistaken, you even sent the clip. Didn't you, Mr. Engineer?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you said this is my topic.
Oh, cool.
Can you play that clip real quick, please, Sam? Oh, it was just a photo.
Man, that was lame.
All right.
Okay,
all right. Well, why did you pick that topic, Val?
Initially it was about to be his dementia, so I think I got that and his dementia kind of crossed. But anyway,
The
picture.
got dementia? If you got it crossed.
Anyway, what was it? So yeah, the picture is blasphemous. Now, I know you asked me about the Last Supper picture. I think the Olympics.
Oh no,
did.
I got them all pulled up. Sam got every single one of them pulled up. But how can a picture be blasphemous? It's a freaking meme.
You can't portray yourself as Jesus Christ.
Exactly.
I mean,
okay.
that's kind of not a hard concept.
Okay, so Mel Gibson, when he played Jesus Christ in the movie, was that blasphemous?
No, he's playing a character.
All right,
no.
President Trump was playing a character.
No, the hell he wasn't, and he's still up there posting memes. Now you're playing a character. No, because Mel Gibson was portraying a movie. It was a movie. So he's talking about everything to lead up to Christ's crucifixion and resurrection. So that's not blasphemous. Now, what Trump did when he's up there portraying Jesus and looks like he's trying to heal Epstein. Come on now.
Epstein.
That's my brother. Come on. You okay?
I've been hitting this blunt for 10 minutes. I ain't called like that. That's the first time I heard it was Epstein. Good God Almighty. Boy, y'all be coming up with some shit. Y'all need to write some scripts. For real, I'm trying to tell you. I ain't kidding.
But, I mean, look at it. That does look like he's trying to resurrect his little friend. And then you have the things that look like these little demon seeds hanging around in the back by the flag. So, what is that?
I know that part is suspect, but you got to realize he didn't create that. You know what I'm saying? But he did repost it, though. You know what I'm saying? But let me show you some other disturbing stuff. Hey, Sam,
but he created it.
He posted it. Reposted
no,
it.
He didn't create it. He posted it, which is suspect.
He ain't that stupid. Well,
exactly.
He didn't create it. He didn't create it, but he did post it. Let me show you some other stuff. Sam, pull up one at a time, and then let's see. Is this blasphemous?
What am I pulling up?
The one I sent you, each one of them. The ones with the Last Supper, and the ones with Obama with Halo and playing like Jesus on the Newsweek cover of Newsweek. All right, or all that.
Yeah, I didn't.
You didn't get them?
I saw them, but I thought you were conversating in the.
No. I sent them to the production group. Hold on 1 second. I'll pull them up again. But anyway, it's just a meme, guys. It's just a meme. Y'all will turn a mountain into a molehill.
You saying that though? You saying it's a meme, but when you have an excuse for your meme, it was just the Red Cross. It's just this, and it's just that, and none of it looked. He didn't look like a doctor. He didn't look like it was Red Cross. He looked like Jesus. So why didn't he just say that? Like, it was just a meme.
First of all, we don't even know what. First of all, we don't even know what Jesus looked like. So we're all assuming.
Okay,
I don't
but
think it
everybody
wasn't white,
know, but everybody know how all of the pictures look or whatever. No, we don't know that, but we know how Jesus is portrayed. So if he portrayed
Mhm.
himself as Jesus, why he just didn't say, "Oh, it's a meme"? He said, "Oh no, it meant Red Cross. Oh, it was like, oh, I'm healing people and all of this stuff like that." No, he tried to go around it and try to have all of these excuses. But if it was just a meme, then it was just a meme. He should have just said that.
And then Caroline Levitt told him to say the picture was doctored. This dipshit gets on live television and say, "Oh, I was portraying a doctor." Okay, guy. Okay.
But
Oh
anyway,
God,
it's
that's
just
funny.
I wish everybody
freaking
had energy for
thing.
their black community, like for Trump.
Hello, that part.
I wish you had that same energy too.
I do. I'm always in the community,
I'm sure
almost
you are.
every day. Almost every day.
Okay.
And that's
General
the
Mhm.
Democrat.
City
Here,
Hall. They know me there.
here they go. I
Believe that.
just
They
sent you.
know
I
me.
just sent you two of them.
Congratulations.
Engineer. I just sent you two of them, and one of them has multiple in one, but it was no outrage about that though. You know?
Which one was this?
Okay, here you go. They, Sam, I just sent you two of them. It's so many of them. I just sent two because we got to move on to Travis' topic and then Nabia's topic. Uh, so the bottom, top, and middle line is that is just a freaking meme. How can a picture be blasphemous?
I mean, of all the memes to do or to create, you
That's
do one of
it.
Jesus.
It's just it.
Exactly.
First of all, you're not supposed to be having no picture of Jesus Christ as idolism in the first place. Blow that
Oh,
up.
that thing.
Why wasn't no outrage about that one? About
Okay.
all of them. That's all of
Easy.
That's a whole
It's-
lot of memes in one.
That's easy to answer because Obama didn't do that. He didn't post no meme like that.
Okay, Trump didn't create his neither.
But he
Yeah, he did. He
posted
admitted
it.
it.
Yes, he did admit it. Y'all didn't see that.
He admit to posting it, not creating it. Y'all son.
Yo,
Okay, what about this one? What about this one? The alphabet community created this one and posted it. Where was the outrage about that one?
I posted about that too when it happened.
You did?
I did, and I said that was wrong.
Okay. What's your thoughts? Is that as bad as DJT Nabia?
Actually, the reason why I say it's worse is because he's the president. He's supposed to be showing leadership and stuff like that, and he's not showing that by doing stuff like that. So
he's
to me-
supposed to not.
to
He's
me,
not
to
supposed.
me, to me, both of them is wrong. But on top of that, he's a leader. He's supposed to be he's a president, so he's supposed to show more leadership than anybody. Like you're the president of the United States.
Okay, because he's a leader, he's not supposed to have any humor. He's not supposed to have
That's
fun.
not humor. That's not
Yeah,
humor.
it's very funny. When I say that shit, I laugh my ass off.
I mean, yeah, because you a Trump supporter.
When I
Yeah,
say
of
that
course.
shit, I was saying, there go my dog. That's my dog. That shit was funny as hell. That shit was funny. You gotta admit
But he
it was
only
funny.
did it because he was pissed off at the Pope.
It don't matter why he did it. It was funny.
I'm sure if he wasn't pissed off at him, he wouldn't have posted it.
But look, the Pope ain't supposed to be laying hands on nobody. When the Bible says that anybody can do that after the disciples. He the one going, if there was a place called hell, he gonna be the first one in that motherfucker.
I seriously doubt that.
I see it. Man, he ain't supposed to be doing that shit he doing. But
I mean, everybody in the Epstein file gonna hit the hell first.
The Pope.
Hell, even Trump admitted that he's not going to heaven.
The Pope, that's right. Well, my belief is nobody go. All right. Only 144,000. That's my belief. I don't believe in no heaven or no hell. All right. But anyway, if there was one, the Pope would be the first one there because he ain't supposed to be doing that shit. He ain't nobody special.
Okay.
After Jesus Christ died, it was done. After Jesus Christ died, the disciples, they were gone. It was a wrap. And I ain't talking about no burrito. What's your thoughts on Trump's meme, Travis?
Well, first, I want to point out that Christianity in the Bible, right, that has nothing to do with the Pope. The Pope and Catholicism, and I was raised Catholic, that's just some extra add-on. That's not the pure Christianity in its form, right? The Pope is probably going to hell, right? I mean, that has nothing. I hate when the Pope and Christianity get tied together, right? I hate that. But what do I think about the meme? I think this is what he does, and I think that it's fabulous, right? That this particular thing is, this meme is the problem that we're talking about, right? As far as leadership, look what he's doing in the world right now. He's totally reorganizing who has the power over energy. That's leadership. That is leadership. So he's showing us leadership, and he's posting some memes. You know, I almost wonder, is he doing this shit just to troll people? Right? Because does it really matter? No, it doesn't matter. What it does, those who have TDS, it gives them something to start itching. Oh, look what he did. Oh, look. Oh, he posted a meme. He posted a meme. Like, come on. Is it that serious? You know, imagine during Biden's administration, right? This dude was falling downstairs. We got the auto pangle. Those were real issues. So if the real issues that Trump has that people are mad about is the memes he's posting, I would say that we're doing pretty good. That's what I would say.
Could I say something right quick? Because I gotta say something. Because you saying that about the meme, I don't really even think it's about the meme. It's about all of the other stuff he did, like the Epstein file. Like that still is in effect, and nobody talking about it. He's still the president, and they feel like nothing is wrong with that. So of course, anything that he do, somebody is going to say something about, because he is still the president with all of this stuff pending against him. That's crazy.
What's pending against him?
Because if it was Obama, Obama would have been got kicked out.
Good point. All right. I don't want it to seem like I'm going against Val or Navia or Travis or anybody. I'm not going. I love the fudge out of all of y'all, for real, straight like that. I'll take one for you and I'll put one in somebody for you, straight like that. Y'all know that. You do know that, all right? But I do want to say this. What about the Epstein files? You do know that Obama's mentioned in Epstein file 4,290 times. So I mean,
I haven't heard that.
Yeah. Sam, be glad to pull it up. Okay.
Pull it up.
Biden's mentioned in there 800 or something like that time. But the Epstein files is nothing. The reason Trump's mentioned in there so much because he was snitching on Epstein so much. He been calling Pebble Beach on that Negro so many times. And
he was his best friend. He was his best friend. Attended bad parties. That's a lie. I doubt that.
Hold on.
And he was mentioned over 1 million times.
Hold on. No, not 1 million times. See, there you go. It's only 8,000 times. See, what? Where did you
that was exaggeration, but we try to say a whole lot. Basically, that's what she said. Like,
no, that's no. If you say it's 1 million, that's a lie. That's not no saying a whole lot. You said 1 million. All right. Anyway. Give me about proof. There is no, why you think there's nothing said about the Epstein files? Because there's nothing to be said.
Okay,
they got who they got. They got who they got.
It. Yeah, I didn't watch the show, the documentary, and a lot of people is mentioning Trump. The young girls is mentioning Trump name in a lot of the stuff.
You know what? I think
especially that 13-year-old.
I think you're hoping. I think y'all guys are hoping. Anyway, we're gonna take a. You know, anyway, we're gonna let Sam. You got anything you need to say before we go to our next sponsor, our next break?
No, I done OD'd on it, so y'all go ahead.
The Epstein thing is ridiculous, man.
We basically spent the whole hour of about Epstein files, which
that's not even
that was not no whole hour. We just brought up Epstein file. Like, no, that is now you're lying.
No, it hasn't been an hour, but you did switch the goalpost though.
Because I'm saying
on Epstein. He was the first person to snitch on Epstein. So why would he be hanging out and molesting children?
Well, we're not gonna cater to that, Travis. We're gonna go to the next topic after we do the next sponsor, please.
Because he liked children.
All right, our next sponsor is Team Collective Wear and Lipsticks. provided by Collective Vision, Collective Gear, Collective Music, and Collective TV. And they have premium THC, premium hemp, premium CBD pre-rolls. You can contact them through collectivevision.com or teamcollective.com. Appreciate you, Rashid Myers and Yessie Rodriguez. The next topic is...
Wait, before you go, start. I gotta run. It's my mom's birthday, so I gotta go home and do things.
Happy birthday, Mom.
All right, so
I'll tell her you said happy birthday.
All right.
All right. Bye,
All
y'all.
right.
Bye.
You're welcome. I think this next topic is Sam. Sam's topic is Sam. Go ahead and roll your tape.
Okay.
And check your ego about what you want to do and listen to the leadership. And when they tell you what they need done, you do that. And you pay enough attention to the amazing organizers who've been on the ground, who actually have the information, who've already done the work, instead of starting your own. Oftentimes you're like, who's doing it? It's like someone. You just need to learn who, and then you need to be the pack mule in the fight that they have been doing and organizing, because let me tell you what we need is pack mules, because there's brilliant minds and brilliant leaders in this community who oftentimes are putting up the folding chairs when they should be literally strategizing, because that's their strong suit. So be the folding chairs people, be the I'll bring donuts people, for the brilliant minds who are actually making this train.
Wow.
What's your point? What's your point for that, Sam?
So basically, this was up in D.C. at a No Kings rally, and there was a group of black women that was trying. They wore in their own T-shirts representing whatever their organization was. So this white lady literally called them out, like, this ain't about you. This is about what we set up. We got together. And you look at the crowd, all you see is predominantly white folks. Like, these No Kings rally, the one here in Raleigh, out of 1,000 people, there were like 10 black folks marching downtown. Like, black women especially are allowing themselves to be used by white liberal women. They pull them in to manipulate them, do all this stuff, make all these promises that they're going to help their cause. And then as soon as they achieve their cause, they're gone. They move on to the next group. And this next video is from taken last week, Durham. So
yeah. Oh, yeah. I seen that. Yeah. Right. That's crazy.
So
crazy. Yeah.
So basically, a black woman was just speaking about the community, about they need to help themselves. The black community needs to help themselves. So an Indian lady and 2 white women started to drown her out. And then because she kept speaking, they began to drown her out with Negro spirituals. So this is that video.
African American women. We do not have a problem if persons are legal and they have their legal citizenship. Excuse me. Ask this young lady to show you her citizenship. She is on the county commission, and she has, well, this is public property, this is city. So what I was speaking, excuse me, I started speaking, so let me finish. No, you go stand over there. Why don't you show us your citizenship? So let me. No, we're not going to have anything here.
This is a San Bernardino press conference.
Let me finish speaking, and then I'll leave.
We are asking. This is not part of the press
this is
and I want that to be
a
known.
public,
Federal
public housing property. Anybody can be on this property. So let me finish. So the African American community, we are being devastated by the illegal people. that are in this community. I'm not speaking about the legal. I'm speaking about the illegal folks that have not shown that they are U.S. citizens. And that young lady who sits on the city council, she brags about that she came in here from Canada. I don't have a problem with that. My ancestors came into this country years ago and was put in slavery. We understand that when people are in crisis. But what we want to talk about, when you allow so many illegal people to come here and not be U.S. citizens and get housing, get food stamps, you are devastating the African American community. And the immigration problem in this city and county has devastated the African American community. Now, a lot of people, they don't want us to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. And she needs to show us that she's a U.S. citizen. So you see how rude they are? You come into the black community to give us the impression that you care about black folks, but they don't. So they can sing and do whatever they want to do, but she needs to show us her citizen papers, that she's a U.S. citizen, and that she has a right to be on that county commission. And I ain't going nowhere until the media, if the media wants to be fair, cover her, show her picture, ask her, where was she born at?
And wasn't, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't that in her own neighborhood in the park?
Yeah, she lives there.
Right.
But that's the reason why in the black community, black women have so much power. That's the reason why white women, liberal white women, they manipulate the black women, because they know that black woman is gonna talk in that brother's ear, talk in his ear, and basically they have the power to sway. Black women have so much power, but they allow themselves, like this right here, they disrespect, and there's no outcry. Like, I couldn't even watch the rest of it. Like, the video was longer.
Right,
but
right.
Nobody has come to her defense about her being disrespected by all those white women, that Indian lady. Like, as far as her asking for her citizenship card, you know, to me, that doesn't matter. That's
Right,
right. She got elected to the Durham City Council. She's a member of the city council. So that's it. I don't worry about that. What I focus on is how they disrespected her, and nobody in the community. I even called out the news anchor that recorded it on her Facebook. I called her out. I'm like, you AK, you all this, you supposed to be all involved in the black community. You stood there and allowed them to drown out this black woman. So that's the hypocrite. Those are the hypocrites that I can't understand. Like, all these No Kings rally is liberal stuff, not even have nothing to do with the black community. When people talk about, okay, we lost rights, or I have less rights than my daughter or child has less rights than I did, I'm sitting there like, stop lying. Like, you haven't lost your driver license. You haven't. Black people cannot tell me one thing that they have lost. You can still vote. You can still, you can drive vehicles. You can have bank accounts. You can buy houses. You can, I mean, I know so many black folks that are millionaires without college, without going to Ivy League schools, that have been on their grind, producing content, staying resilient with it. And that's how you make it. But all these people allowing these white folks, these liberals, to convince us that the reason why we suffering ain't because the rent was barely able to be made, but I bought Man at PlayStation 5 and those $250 sneakers instead of
There
paying.
you go. There you go.
We have to start taking accountability for our decisions on why we're not saving money, on why we're not making better decisions in our community. And I just think that right there, you haven't heard one thing about that. And that, to me, that's what's sad.
And then to be in your own neighborhood with surrounded by your people and nobody come to support you, that's the problem right there. And if I'm not mistaken, is that the same Indian lady that beat out Valerie Fasci? Sam?
Yeah.
That's her?
No. She's not. She was on the city council, and I think Fushi was running for
Senate.
state senate, and she won barely. But that young lady lost. I think it was by like I think 11 or 12 votes. So she almost won.
And she was Indian too, right?
Yeah, she can't wait. She's an advocate. Like, she wants Black churches to be silent, and all she does is she wants a mosque in almost every community. She's advocating for a mosque to be built. Like, they don't have, and people voted for her. That's the thing, she won. So apparently that's why I tell people your voting matters. And I said, so all the stuff that's happening, just like Val and them up there in Virginia,
oh man,
they done dropped all them taxes on them and all that stuff.
And no gun laws.
So that's the thing right there. So I tell people, Navia said it best earlier when she said it don't matter. She said F both parties. And I completely agree with that. I can't stand the two-party system, but unfortunately, in this day and time, it's the two parties that are gonna dominate because they have all the money. And I think yesterday on the Breakfast Club, Ilhan Omar was dropping gems during that interview about why nothing is gonna be done with Epstein files, with them investigating her husband and all that. She says they're gonna say that just for political gain. But she's like, ain't nobody going to jail. Charlemagne was like, what about the Democrats or the Republicans? She's like, neither one on each side. She's like, it's all the politics to like raise money for funding. She told people to their face what the game plan was, why nobody is going down for Epstein, why nobody is going to go down for all this other stuff that's going on. She was one of the ones who voted when they said we wanted to release where the $17 million went in settlements to people that was victims that were staff members on Congress on Capitol Hill.
Right.
Everybody voted against releasing the list of senators and congressmen that paid out settlements for sexual harassment.
Yep.
So she dropped the gem right there. So I tell people, like, we can repeat all the time the soundboard of what the news says, but at the end of the day, you have to be informed on your own, just like our disclaimer says.
And I think that the two parties is just a form of division. It's just to divide the country. Now, Navia, if you was there, and that young lady, I already know the answer. But if you
I was about to say that wouldn't have popped off anyway. Like, I was kind of disturbed watching it. I was kind of mad just watching it because I'm looking like, where's the Black people? Because I'm all for my color. I ain't gonna even lie. Black power all the way. So there's no way that they would have been in my hood place or wherever you want to call it, and they would have been doing all of that. They would not have been doing all of that. They would have been ran up out of there. Really singing, running, and singing. That's what they would have been doing.
Black people were there, but they was there to support the Indian lady and the white women
crazy.
there.
That's crazy. See, me personally, when you said the liberal, like they brainwashed the Black people, I may misconstrued your word or whatever like that.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is that I like white liberal. Nobody could convince me because I'm more of me. I have my own mind and I think the way I think, and I don't feel like nobody could just brainwash me in that way.
Right,
When
right.
I'm talking through me. I'm not talking about nobody else. I'm talking about how I feel about certain situations, and I stand on that. And that's just what it is. I don't care who tell me what. It's what I stand on, what I experienced, what I believe, and what I went through. So you can't really change
It,
that.
it's like this. Even if those black people came there for the white liberals, after hearing what that lady was saying, which was dead spot dead on,
Hmm.
correct? What part of you didn't want to say, hold on, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong side?
Exactly, for
Yeah.
real. Especially when they were singing the song. I was mad
Yeah,
about that.
and then mocking her, and then Sam
What?
then Sam enlightened us that AKA sister, who is an anchor woman for a network, was there filming it and didn't turn the camera off or put the camera on who the camera needed to be on. Really expose that person. Trav, if you was there, what would have happened?
I know I shouldn't say this, but that woman should have got smacked right in her mouth. You know what I mean? At some point, violence is appropriate, and you're walking around singing your little song and shit. But if somebody smacked the shit out of you, you shut the fuck up. Probably.
Exactly.
You wouldn't. What makes you think that you have the power, right, to interrupt this woman and then be singing this particular song?
Exactly.
Come on, man.
I'm not gonna
Right
agree
here, right
with.
here. Right, give her one of these. That's all.
I'm not gonna agree with that though, Trav, because you be locked up and still be doing the same thing. So you're not accomplishing nothing that way. But I feel your sentiment, you know what I'm saying? But no, that would have been very inappropriate. Now as
I
far
know,
as
but on top of that, being at an issue in certain environments, if it would have been a whole bunch of people, it wouldn't have happened. Something would have happened, like really, really would have. She would have got smacked up by somebody, a few people singing that song. Really, I ain't gonna even lie. Like, even though it wouldn't
She had
accomplish
no
nothing, but
fear.
it would have
She
been a
had no
riot.
fear.
Yeah, she did, and she
okay.
did.
All right, well that's been a good one. That's been a good one. Sam, that was really dope though. It was a sad situation though, because I seen that earlier in the week and I was like, hold on a second, that's right up there in the Bull City right there. Okay. Now we're gonna move
I have
back.
a question for Navia though.
Yeah.
Based on your comments earlier. So in Virginia, right? It was Spamberger was running against Winsome Earl Sears, and Spamberger, obviously a white woman, and Sears is a black woman. Now she's a Republican. Now, would you have voted for Sears?
Now I don't even. So honestly, I don't even know who you talking about. So I can't even really say nothing about something I
He
don't
said,
know about.
but basically what he said, Sears is a black Republican woman and Spamberger is a white Democrat. But see, Navi already established to us that she don't vote anyway, so she ain't choosing nobody.
The last time I voted it was for Obama, and I haven't voted ever since. But me personally, it's like if I was to vote, it's all about what the person is offering that's going to benefit me. Honestly, if I was to choose to vote, it got to benefit me. I don't care if you black, white, orange, but if it's not benefiting me, I'm not going to vote for you, regardless of who you are.
Okay.
And that's just what it is. So if the black lady is Republican and she's talking some real stuff, I'm going to vote for her. Like, okay, yeah, cool. It doesn't matter because to me, I feel like I said earlier, both of them is bullshit to me.
Yeah. Yeah. They both got a cheesy ass grin though, yeah. So
Oh,
like I said, I don't care if a green alien get in there, they're not gonna dictate the quality of my life, period. All right, I'm moving right along. Trav, we did your topic? No, we didn't, did we?
No, we didn't do it yet.
All right, but anyway, I want to get to this one too because I want to be enlightened because I got family down there in Atlanta, Georgia, and Antioch is not too far from there. Navia, did you sent a video clip about what happened down there in Antioch, didn't you?
No, mine was about the California, about them police sending
Yeah,
that
the
racist
Antioch.
stuff.
That's Antioch, California, not Antioch, Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What? It was a clip. Didn't you send a clip?
Yes, I did send a
Scandal
clip.
is growing. Tonight, we're learning nearly half of Antioch's police department is involved in the racist and homophobic text chains that have rocked the community. And the fallout is now escalating, with the Contra Costa County Public Defender's Office demanding the district attorney drop every single pending case brought by Antioch police. NBC Barry's Stephanie Magallon joins us in the newsroom with the latest.
Jess, the situation is escalating. When we first learned about the FBI investigation, we knew at least 17 officers were involved. That number rose to 24, and now 45 officers, according to the County Public Defender's Office, and all of their cases are now in question. With every new racist text unearthed, an officer identified, the fear and outrage grows.
It frightens the community to know that the people that are charged with protecting them, the people who are funded by their tax dollars, feel a certain way about them, are joking about committing violence against them.
In a new letter to the Contra Costa County District Attorney, Public Defender Ellen McDonald reveals there's now at least 45 Antioch officers on text chains they call racist, homophobic, and violent against black people. McDonald also confirms at least 16 of those officers are in leadership roles.
The number of officers involved is so deeply concerning. It raises questions about how this went on for so long, who was complicit, what was the impact on all of not just the cases, but the people who called for help.
Tonight, the Council on American Islamic Relations, San Francisco Bay Area, condemned the recent revelations. Its executive director says she's afraid of reading the messages and the effect they would have on her. Messages like these, exchanged during a stakeout for 4 murder suspects. Officer Eric Rumbaugh texted, "So many black people." Officer Jonathan Adams replied, "Bro, they all look the same." Rumbaugh responded, "Tell me about it. I feel like I'm at the zoo."
There are people who are sitting behind bars based on the testimony of these officers who are now proven to be incredibly discredited, racist bigots acting under the cover of law.
She's not alone in questioning their cases. In the letter from McDonald, he requests the DA immediately dismiss all pending public defender cases involving Antioch PD, release their incarcerated clients, and cease filing.
Wow. If I'm not mistaken, my winner, Sam got the pictures of the officers. Am I correct, Sam?
Yeah. One thing, I was stationed near there out in Cali before, and the police department is very, very, very diverse. And I mean black folks, Africans, Hispanic, Cuban, Dominican, like it's a very diverse police department. And it's weird because to hear that is because one of the officers that said, "I feel like I'm at the zoo," he was a brother. Like a few of those officers that she named out were black men. So I basically, all the names that she mentioned and the people that were tied to the text message chain, because they got the text messages from filing the Freedom of Information Act form. And that's how they got the information on officers. So I'm going to play that, and then I'm just going to say something. So this is basically all the officers or personnel that was on the text chain.
Wow.
Damn.
So as you see, they have Samoans, they have Hindus, they have Indians, like Pakistani Indians, and that was just so baffling. But then I did the research and I looked up the attorney that's basically trying to get them to drop every single case, even the ones that have been convicted. So there's 9 people that's serving time, Muslims that's serving time for rape. They're serving prison sentences, but basically anybody who was on the text chain, she wants free, out of prison, out of county, out of state. Anyone who has pending charges, like there's armed robbery, home invasion, like all these, no matter what. So I just tell people, like, when I look at CAIR, the Council of America Islamic Relations, a lot of people don't know the agency. There's a reason why that lady is in California and she's not like in Texas or 41 of the other states, because her organization has already received funding from Hamas that originated from Iran. I think Florida has already designated that organization. They shut them down as a terrorist organization because they're basically a front for the Muslim Brotherhood of Hamas. So the main goal is for them to be empowered, for them to destroy all Christian churches, all Baptist, Kojic, anything. They want mosques everywhere, because even 20 years ago when I was stationed out there, they was advocating for it back then. So they've been playing chess all this time, but that's their goal. They use the racists, they use the religious, they use all these things, but their primary goal is to have every Muslim freed, whether guilty or not, and to have mosques on every corner in America. That's literally it. So I think it was definitely interesting though, but what opened my eyes was I listen how sometimes we talk. You know, like let's say me and Travis is hanging out. Like when I come down to Tampa, we hanging out. And if we see some dang on YNs like acting up, you know, Travis may say, "Hey, man, these jokers out here acting crazy." You know, like we all talk like that. But I look at it as you're a police officer, you're law enforcement. You know, all of your cell phone, your text, everything is under FOIA. You know, freedom of information, everything can be drawn as evidence or anything. You have to be upset with yourself because you allowed yourself to become a part of it. So it's not, I'm not blaming everything on that lady. I know what her intentions are with turning this into race. Because if you didn't see the officers, anybody that listened to the story, they're gonna think it was a almost all white police force.
First thing they be hollering is racist.
You know, but that's what they're gonna think because they heard her say the buzzwords. So they're gonna think that everybody at their precinct almost is white. Everybody is redneck. Everybody is,
you know what, Sam? And Navid, did you see the pictures of the officers?
Yeah, but the one that I seen, it had majority of white and Hispanics. It didn't have a lot of black people and all that. It had white and Hispanics. I'm not going to say it was just rednecks and all of that. I wouldn't say that. But they did say it was a lot of Hispanics. But on top of that, the reason why I chose that topic, because I feel like a lot of people that have power, they abuse it. And that's just what is happening. So if it's happening in California, imagine all these other states. And a lot of black men is getting locked up for stuff because they fabricate evidence, because they also said that they did that as well. So regardless of what her motive is, they still fabricated evidence. So certain things, so to me, I feel like if you fabricated evidence, a lot of people should be released. And that's going on with any state. I don't care what it is. It's like if you fabricated evidence and all of that, fuck the racial shit. I don't care about that, because a lot of people is racist and all that stuff like that. I'm not talking about that. But when you say fabricating evidence and people is locked up and away from their families and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
feel like no, because they taking a lot away, taking away a lot of black fathers from their families, and that's is the problem right here. And some people is innocent, or some people is getting a whole lot of time for small little charges. And I really feel like they should look into it, and not just only in California, a lot of other states as well. All
Yeah,
the states, everybody
that's
should be
yeah,
looked
that's
into.
true. That's true too. But you know what I'm more pissed off about. Okay, now they said the FBI was investigating them, right? And they got up to 17, and they was investigating 17, and then quickly jumped to 44, and then the next day is 45. The FBI didn't investigate good because they got pending charges, so that means they was still operating and still doing fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? The other rest of them were, man. So I don't know, man. It's just like crime pays. They let a lot of shit happen. So the feds need to be investigated. That shit don't sound right to me, man. For all of them people to get locked up for fabricated shit, something don't sound right. It's higher than them police officers.
I think one thing what she was saying, she didn't say anything about in the clip that was just played. She didn't say anything about the officers were fabricating.
No, I did extra research. That's what I'm talking about. I did extra research.
I just want people to pay attention to the words. When you're defending someone, all you have to do is prove reasonable doubt.
Right. That one thing.
So that's why she's saying now, because of those text messages, that how the officers were speaking to each other and other staff, like the 911 place and all. What she's saying is they have their text messages show that they have an obvious bias. So if you have an obvious bias, you can't regulate the law, like the scales of justice. Justice supposed to be blindfolded. Which that's her argument. Her goal is just to get all those people free. Like there's some people for rape and all that stuff, for the armed robbery, for murder, that they should be locked up. But her goal is to free all the Muslims that they have convicted or anything, and she'll go back as far, because that's the goal. They win by numbers. That's why when they come here to the US, they have 4 or 5 kids, because they know in 15 to 17, 18 years, that's going to be the next voting block. While when we spoke earlier, we look at, like, we talk about the black community. There was actually more black abortions than black births.
Wow.
So I went to the CDC site so it could be cited. Black Americans make up 13 to 14% of the US population, which is the same that it was back in 1972 when abortion stuff first kicked off. And it says 40% of the abortions are obtained by black women. It said black live births was 550,000 per year. Abortions, this is per year, not in a lifetime. Abortions to black women, 600,000 per year. So the thing is like, we have to be accountable for what's happening to our community, because the 13-14% that the black population makes of the US, it was that same percent back in 1972. And back in 1972, Hispanic folks only made up 2.5%, but now they're 19%. And a lot has to do with, because a lot of them are Catholic, and the true Catholic, you don't have abortions. It goes to go with what they do. So I just think that at a point, the one who introduced these abortion rights and all that was liberal white women.
Yes.
And they convinced they're the ones. Margaret Sanger is a white woman. She was a secretary of treasurer for the Klan. like literally, and her goal was eugenics, and that's what she pushed.
Tell them, Sam.
And
I
they
mean,
needed,
honestly, as a black woman and sitting up here, how black women be single mothers and stuff like that. Nobody not sitting up here trying to have all of these kids stuck as a single mother, struggling and all of that stuff like that. So I don't really go against abortions. I can't really say, because I feel like a lot of black women, they have all of these kids, different baby fathers. The baby fathers ain't shit, and then we just stuck with the kids and we
but those
struggling
black
and
women
going
choose
through
those
all of that.
fathers,
So I mean,
but they
that's just what
choose
it
those
is.
men to lay down with,
I mean, I mean,
right?
you right
I mean,
about
come
that, but
on,
on top of that,
but do they choose them?
some men be having a mask on, and then once you get pregnant, that mask come off.
So
So
does
you can't
that
say
means
that either.
that means a woman didn't do her due diligence?
What is the due diligence? Because you could live with a person for years and not know them. 10
This is
years later, you be like, oh, dag, I ain't see this person that come
thi-
out. So you can't really say that.
yeah, I can, because it's history. It's
I'm
history,
just
and it's,
saying, I've been with somebody for 14 years, and like the first 7 was spectacular, loving everything. It started changing year after year after the 7th or 8th year. So I did my due diligence, because 7 years you should feel like you know a person. You talk. I'm a very communicative person. So if I'm talking to you and getting to know you and we doing things and all of this stuff like that, then out the blue, 8 years later, you turn out to be somebody that you're sure I didn't know. Like,
no, but
I mean, you
see,
can't
I
say that.
understand. No, what? Listen to what I'm saying. Let me finish my point, because
Okay.
your situation is an outlier. I'm not talking about somebody. You have females that's laying down with dudes they meet at the club that night.
No condom.
That's what I'm talking about. You have people that a couple of days they letting somebody hit.
Okay, so
So
you saying, okay, go ahead.
yeah.
My bad. Go ahead.
I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. Just listen. Let me finish
Okay.
the point. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Back in the days when a young man, a young brother wanted to talk to that young girl in that household, she had to get through the father first. That father was the gatekeeper for his household. That's how Indian folks now, the Indian folks now from
They
India,
still do that.
Pakistan,
Yeah.
what they do what the black community used to do. So what happened is you had these liberal white women start talking to these sisters saying, girl, you more than just being at the house, or you more than just doing that. Empowerment, feminism, all this. And next thing you know, it starts having that. So you have these young women that no longer have that father. So, because I tell people all the time, the role of a father to a daughter is to teach that daughter her worth. A father is supposed to show her, you're supposed to have doors pulled open. You're supposed to have chairs pulled out. A father shows that daughter her worth. So when you remove that entity that shows that daughter her worth, she begins to start looking at social media, looking at all these things. And when she sees social media, BBLs and this and people showing their body, like I look at the girls dressing up for prom now, like they're looking at that. So now their worth becomes what their body is. So all these young men now, because they're making it so easy for these young men, like you can be a young man now, if you look decent, have good hair, you don't even got to have no game. You got females that'll let him hit just be, oh girl, he got good hair, or he not needed, like they saying all this stuff, not thinking about, is he a good man, does he have good character? And that was my point. Your situation, when you're with somebody for years and years and years, that's completely different. I understand that. I also know that there's people that's just like psycho, like they hide that. Some people hide it for 15, 20 years. But I'm talking about when I look at the statistics, and when it says the 40%, 30 of that 40%, 75% of it is from aborted from babies that they knew the person less than 90 days.
So could you blame them though? Because if I made a mistake, because people make mistakes, nobody's perfect.
I know,
And
but you got to be accountable. Like, you keep making excuses for a bad decision. If I choose, let's say if I'm gonna fly you out, right? And I say I pick you up in a
Can't do that no more. That's
I go
the new dating law.
I go rent a Turo or something. So when I pick you up from the airport, I'm pulling up in this S class, and I done emptied out my dang on bank account. And then we hang out. You go back to wherever you at, and now I turn that car in, and I go look at my bank, and all my bills that month start bouncing. So, oh man, she took me for my money. No, I need to be accountable. Like a dummy, I spent all that money to impress her, and my bills are bouncing now because I made a dumb decision as a man trying to impress this lady. We have to be accountable. I'm not saying there ain't no bad dudes out there and there ain't no bad women out there, but at the same time, we have to be accountable for dumb decisions. I've made them. I'm pretty sure Travis made some.
Absolutely.
Sergio made them. We have to be accountable. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
I know everybody got to be held accountable, or you should take accountability for your wrongdoings. But does that mean that you shouldn't get an abortion because you feel like you don't need that child just because I'm holding myself accountable? I don't supposed to go do and have an abortion because I did wrong, and I'm supposed to accept that and just have that child?
I gotta address this. Simone Dixon, 4376. She said that she can't believe that there are more abortions than births, and then she also said Black women don't receive the same level of health care in the hospitals when giving birth. Could that be the cause? I guess she's asking. And she also said, yes, the role of a father in a daughter's life is crucial. Fathers provide validation. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I think it seems like we all agree on the same damn thing. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was coming to you anyway.
I want to talk about what she was talking about. She was talking about earlier when we were talking about, well, people don't get the opportunities, or there's not a lot of Black people in Ivy League schools. There's not a lot of well, the problem is we're only 13% of the population. And the reason why that is because of this right here. Now, my mother was
Travis, this is the last time we backtracking. You hear me, man? I'm gonna let you come through this time.
She was in trouble or whatever, right? And so I didn't know these things. My family lied to me, but I found her little prison letters when I was young, and I was reading them. And so there was a person before me that she aborted. And so when she got pregnant with me, my family's telling her, hey, you need to have another abortion. She's like, I can't do it. I cannot. I'm going to have Travis because of the pain that I had from this last abortion as far as the guilt. So right. I know that I could have been aborted. So you got to think about what that child is thinking, though. It's not just you, right? Like once I was in my mother's womb, I was me and I could have been killed, but I wasn't. So it's deeper than just you made a mistake and you don't want to have the children, you can't afford the child, right? That's the only point I want to make.
Great point. And those great topics too. And I think we got time. Oh, we do. We got time for one.
Hey, where's my topic at?
Yeah, what was yours? What yours was yours the origin of entitlement?
No, mine was if women didn't vote, remember?
Oh, okay, right. So the demographic feminization, that's yours.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah, so let's get right to it. You didn't send no clip for that, did you?
No, I didn't put a clip. I said this is my topic.
I haven't.
Okay, all right, let's run that right quick then, y'all.
Put it in a single sentence. You could say that feminization equals wokeness. Everything you think of as wokeness is simply an epiphenomenon of demographic feminization. Think about all the things that wokeness means. Valuing empathy over rationality, safety over risk, conformity and cohesion over competition and hierarchy, all of these things are privileging the feminine over the masculine. Appeared out of nowhere when it did. That is my hypothesis, that all of the institutions that began admitting women in the 1970s eventually got enough women that they were able to reorient them. For example, women are consistently less supportive of free speech than men in surveys asking which is more important, protecting free speech or preserving an inclusive society. Approximately 2/3 of men say free speech, and approximately 2/3 of women say inclusive society. In moral reasoning, the traditional way of phrasing the difference between men and women is to say that women have an ethics of caring and men have an ethics of justice. In making a moral judgment, men will ask, what are the rules and what are the facts? Women tend to be more interested in context and relationships. So let's apply that to wokeness. When James Damore wrote his famous, or I should say notorious memo for Google, arguing that female underrepresentation in the hard sciences might not be the result of bias and prejudice, no one even attempted to argue that he was wrong on the facts. The reason that he was fired was because the things he had written might make his female coworkers feel bad. Or consider the Kavanaugh hearings. The masculine position was to say that maybe something bad happened to you, but if you do not have evidence, then we can't allow you to ruin a man's life and career over it. The feminine position was to say, how can you talk about rules of evidence? Can't you see she's crying? Now, to be clear, many women were revolted by the way the Kavanaugh hearings played out. In fact, the very best book on the Kavanaugh hearings was written by two women, Molly Hemingway and Carrie Severino. But a political system in which men predominate will tend to operate according to rules of facts and objectivity, and one in which women predominate will tend to operate by the rules of emotions and subjective facts, even if there are individual men and women who fall on the opposite side of those camps.
That's dope right there. I want to take this time to remind everybody to like, share, enjoy, join, subscribe, and put in the comments that whatever you would like to talk about. And even if you want to join the show, we'll even send you the link at a later date. Okay. But anyway, yeah, that's a good topic right there, because I don't think, as a matter of fact, I was thinking about, first of all, I don't want to be just woke. You know what I'm saying? I'm awake and aware. You know, that's much closer to aware. And I want to also say that women don't know how powerful they are. Really, they really don't. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna write a book called The Power of Punani. But
We need the patriarchy back.
I done seen so many.
Did you see what you just said?
The power
Why
of
the nanny got to make you powerful? You know,
No,
your
I'm not
mindset
talking.
is what
I'm
makes you
not
powerful.
talking about me. I'm not. Who said I was talking about? I'm talking about that
You said the
dumbass
woman.
I know. I said the power of Punani, like that dumbass dude up there in Michigan, the head coach of Michigan. A whole lot of them. I can go on and on and on and on and on. I don't feel like that'll be another whole topic. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have a topic about that, the power of Punani. Why you choose that topic? Because it was passionate to you, Trav.
This is something that I think we went to Carnival, me and my cousins, and you know, there's a lot of women raising children by themselves. That's just what it is. It's a cultural phenomenon in the times that we're living in. And so we're going to the elevator, and this woman, she goes, "These young kids these days, they're messed up. You know, it's like these kids," and I didn't say it because it just wasn't the time. I'm not going to argue with my cousins in the elevator, but it's because they were raised by single women. That's why, you know, and we need, and don't get it twisted, men have fallen short of their responsibility in society. I know I have. And so we are to blame as well. But the issue here with this younger generation is the fact that a man wasn't present in their lives. And when my cousin said that, it was like, is this not clicking in your head? Why? Now, I'm not going to say it. I want to piss everybody off, you know, but that is why we need men to be in control again. And that's just what it is. And we talked about blasphemy. We talked about the Bible. The Bible makes it clear the man should be in charge. You know, there is a heavy, heavy burden on a man to be a man. And we have fallen short for sure. But this idea of feminism has screwed us badly. Badly. That's where this woke stuff, that's where your feelings shouldn't matter, right? One of my cousins, I always like to bring it up. I said, well, you were wrong about COVID. And one thing she'll say, well, people died. People died of the flu last year. You just weren't aware of that. But it's this feelings. Feelings don't matter. The facts matter. And when we rule with feelings, everything gets screwed up and there isn't justice. You know? And we need to get back to where the man is running the show. And
Well,
that's one of my
I want to say this. The last statistics were it was 12. It was what, 13? It was 13 women to each man, okay, in the United States. And I think it was more than that in North Carolina, okay, to each man. So let's say we go by your theory that the country be run by the man. Do you think that would actually happen, brother? Hold on a second.
It was happening.
So blue one said Navi is holding it down. I guess testosterone ain't got shit on you, right? Okay.
Tell him thank you, whoever that is.
That's Sam Jr. That's who that is. Little Sam. Yeah, thanks for viewing, Sam. We didn't see Julian tonight, or Stephanie Wade, or Diana Walker tonight. We didn't see neither of Jax Jones, none of them. That's all right. We're gonna get their ass next week, though. But what's your thoughts about that, Sam? I know this is gonna be interesting. Drea in the room. You might get your head popped.
I think it kind of tells into some of the statements I said earlier. I think it's just like accountability, but I also think that men and women are just designed different. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say you have a man with the same education, a man and a woman with the same education, same background, same everything. When they go into that job interview, the man in his mind is focused on, what is the salary going to be? How am I going to be able to help this company, like, just reach its highest peak? Not necessarily promote myself, but reach its highest peak. And this is in general. So I don't want people to come at me and say, oh, women, we don't think like that. But women tend to be more spiritual, more soulful, and when they go into a job interview, they're in the back of their mind is like, okay, how many days a week we got to work, or what days we get off of vacation? Like, how am I going to be able to hang out with my homegirls and stuff? Like, it's more about not necessarily the job. It's the job.
How is it going to affect my life?
What is the salary? How is it going to allow me to go on my girl trip? Or how is it going to allow me to hang out with my girl? Am I going to get enough time or what is it? Paid time off, PTO, to be able to attend Nene, whatever. So I just think that I heard females talk like that. And then I've also been on interview panels to where when the interview is over, you ask the person interviewing, do you have any questions? The guys normally would say, not all, but majority of them would basically, the questions are about what is the opportunity for me to, like, expand or grow or be promoted. But a lot of the females would ask, how much PTO do I get a year? And is it federal holidays or state holidays? Like, literally, that's how the interview would end. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it just showed me more that men and women are built different. Like you have some men, don't get me wrong, you have some men that try to be women, you know, Magic Johnson's son, EJ, you know, you have them, and then you also in turn you have women that try to be men, you know, and I'm not talking about like the sexual, I'm talking about like in their roles, you know. So I just think that what Travis, the video that was shown shows the ladies basically explaining from a female's perspective how men and women are different. When she gave like 2/3 of men think about justice, 2/3 of women thinking about not hurting feelings, being inclusive, because that's what inclusive means. You don't hurt people's feelings. You don't say something that's gonna hurt their feelings. So I think that was that young lady or that older lady, she was on point with that.
But Travis is saying though that man should dominate. It should be full male domination.
Well, I don't want to use domination, but I want to say patriarch. The man should run the show as far as the family. That's where it should,
as far as the family. No, you said the world though.
Well, it would equate to the world. Yes, it would equate to the world. I think that we would have a lot less issues in the world if women didn't vote. And it's just, you know, I know that's ugly. I know that doesn't sound right. And I'm sorry. I don't want to offend anybody, but I just think that we would have a lot less issue, right, if women would not vote. I'm just gonna say it like that.
What you think, Sam?
You know, there was a show, and I'm gonna send it to everybody in the message. There's this white dude. I think he's from the UK. His name is Bear Grylls.
Yeah, he's the one that do all the adventure shit.
Yeah, so he did a show where he had 15 men and 15 women, and they was on this island, and they had to survive. They had to do what they needed to do. It wasn't like Naked and Afraid. They had clothing. Within 2 days, all the women tapped out. And they had to actually have a meeting and bring in a whole new group of women. Within 3 days, all of those women tapped out. So what they had to do is he had to completely change the show to where they made it integrated, where it was equal number of men and women, because he felt that's the only way we're going to be able to make it for 20 days. You know, so that was the thing. And some of the women that they had on there, you could tell they was feminists, because the first night it rained and the women was like, no, we're going to start this fire. We're going to do that girl power. They were saying all of that, and they couldn't start the fire. But then they could smell the smoke from the fire from the men. Like their camp was like, 50 yards away or whatever, but they could smell burning wood. So they started just smelling it. They started arguing with each other and everything, because they're like, somebody got to know how to start a fire. So one of the men, when they was going out scavenging, had ran across a couple of the women that was scavenging, and she was like, oh, we haven't got food yet. He's like, oh man, we got fish. We done got fish. We got some snakes. We got rabbits and stuff. Like he's like, I'm stuffed. And he was like, do you want some? And the female that he asked was the feminist. So she was like, boy, that stomach was growling. He said, what was that? She was like, we haven't eaten in almost 2 days. So he was like, well, we got plenty of food. So she went to that camp, got warm on the fire and everything, ate all that. So when she went back to her camp with the women there, they was like, they started smelling, because they could smell the meat, I guess, the juice from the fish. They could smell it. And they was like, and they're like, how are all your clothes dry? And then the girl that was with her said, oh, well, the men, they got a fire and everything. So next thing you know, all the women went over there to get warm on the fire and all that stuff. So I say that because there's certain things that men can do that women can't. and there's things that women can do that men can't. We
Right.
just have to know. And I think, like with my wife, I look at us like
Yeah.
yin and yang. There's some strengths that she has that I don't have,
Right.
and there's some strengths that I have that she has. Now, I
But
think
guess what? You just moved the goalpost. Should women be able to vote? That was the question. I said, how do you feel? How do you feel?
I think women should be able. I think everybody should be able to vote.
Okay.
So I mean,
All right.
that's everybody's voice should be heard. So
Okay.
Would we be in a different area? Would we be in a different position in America if not to say a woman should be treated as a second-class citizen? I'm not saying that. What I'm asking is, would we have different outcomes if they didn't vote?
No.
Everybody.
I don't think so.
I think I'm gonna tell you, if women, I look at Oregon, for example, what the first female governor signed into law. She removed the requirement for math and reading to be a requirement to graduate from high school.
What?
Because it hurt. Requiring math and reading to graduate high school hurts the Black and brown community. That's literally what she said when she signed it into law. When you started removing all of these things, like when you look at the president of the teachers union, it's always a female, always. Now, the sister that just took the reins of the teachers union, she got up there on the interview last week and she said, we're trying to empower our teachers so they don't need men. They don't need to, so your agenda is supposed to be helping these teachers get paid more money. But you spitting this agenda about anti-men. So what are you going to promote these teachers, pay them bonuses? You're going to pay for them to get training for that same ideology. Like we have to cohabitate. Like we can't reproduce without each other. Like we have to coincide with each other, like for humanity to continue. But at the same time, men they do the labor, the majority of electrical, plumbing, and all that. I'm not saying women don't do it, but the majority of those hard labor jobs, men do freely. Men do. They don't mind doing that. But without moving the goalposts, I think my wife looks at me as the head of the house, but sometimes I might be like, well, she's just saying that, but she be fussing or she be ordering me like, sometimes I'm like, am I the head of the house?
Females are smarter at birth.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like I said, so we have a partnership. But you're not going to hear my wife say, he ain't my husband, he my partner. For us, the label of husband and wife is greater than anything. Just like if my son says, oh, my dad's my best friend, I'm like, no, I'm your father. There's no better title than a father. So that's what I think we need to start embracing, because we're allowing people to make us think certain titles is negative. It's nothing wrong with being the head of the house, but I also, being the head of the house, I also know that there's help that I need, whether spiritually, socially, I rely on my wife for a whole lot. So I just think we need to start embracing that like the Black community used to be, because all the Jim Crow and stuff we went through, guess what? Because we was together, man and wife, fighting together, weak and poor, helping each other out. We were more prosperous.
Yeah.
We was more healthy. It wasn't all this mental health and stuff, because we had somebody to help our weaknesses. They made us stronger.
And we ain't had time for all to be paying attention to all this old crazy ass stuff like that. We was into each other and stuff. But anyway, we got 6 minutes. Well, we got 5 minutes to go. Sam, I sent you the my events for this week. I want to invite all the viewers. Everybody, come on out. You can shoot the first one, the day one.
Well, I gotta say something about this man and
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yes, I
Oh yeah.
wanted
My
her.
bad.
I
My
was
bad.
okay.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah,
now
yeah.
let's hear it.
And you
Yes.
know what?
I thought y'all was
And
okay.
you know
Yes, let's
what?
go.
Please
yeah,
forgive
because
me.
first
Look,
of all, I feel like men is physically stronger, but women is mentally stronger. So
yeah.
I feel like if we have a balance, then we could work together and we can move forward in doing things. I don't really feel like, oh, a man should just fully take charge and there should be no voting for the woman, because everybody should have an opportunity to express anything that they feel, and it's different. That's the whole thing. You want it to be different. If every man, only men vote and it just be women not voting, then we're going to just have all of this masculine shit going on, and we don't need that. We need a mixture of everything. And then I hear y'all talking about
Who's y'all? Who's y'all?
well, them.
Only one person said that.
It's okay for the man to be in control of the home or whatever y'all was trying to say like that. I don't mind that. But nowadays, a lot of men is acting like females these days. So it's hard. So you got to put on your masculine role just because he's acting feminine. So like until you learn like which role you want to choose, you want to be feminine or you want to be masculine. So nowadays a lot of reasons why females is acting so masculine is because it's a lot of men that's acting feminine. So that's the whole thing about the women thing. But voting, taking that away from women, I think that's the wrong thing you could say in any, like, I don't know.
I don't think he was saying take away. I think he was saying.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yes, he did.
Well,
he said.
Well, I'm saying if they didn't vote, we would have a different outcome.
Yeah, would life
Of
be different?
course, it would be a different outcome. I just said it would be all masculine stuff. Yes,
No,
it
I
will.
think
Yes.
I think women, me personally, I think women would be happier. The reason being, like, if I asked my wife, and we should have did a poll on it, would you rather clock in, or would you rather go get your nails done, get a massage, go to the beach, like just enjoy, like don't worry about it. Like I'll bring home the bacon, I'll do all this. I think my wife will welcome that.
I would say both, for the simple fact is I still need my own money. Men, when they be in control, they try to control everything. So if you controlling the money, that means you're gonna treat me like a child. I gotta be good or I'm not getting what I want. And that's just what it
This
is.
is
And
a
I
good
wouldn't
one.
want that.
Damn, I wish CJ and Marlo was on here.
Well, I think
Sergio,
Marlo.
I saw you creeping away from the thing. I saw you like this.
Yeah.
You didn't like that. I saw you like this. You're like, no, I'm not getting involved in this.
No,
Yeah, like,
I'm
nah.
not doing that anyway.
I think females will prefer. Have you heard that term, the soft life?
Oh, you know what? Yo, that's what you call them topic was. Marlo, soft life. Yes, and the origin of entitlement. Yes.
It's a minute clip. If you want to just.
Yeah. Hold on. Oh my God.
Let's play it.
Yeah. Go ahead and play it. It was destined.
All right. Pay attention, Navia.
Soft life comes from applying pressure. Okay, you have a period. There is a period in which you must apply pressure. There is a period in which you must put that work in. There is a period in which you must work hard. You're not going to get to a soft life by being soft. In fact, you're going to have a very hard life by being soft, right? And this is not having to do with femininity. This does not mean that you cannot be taking care of yourself. This does not mean that you cannot also live a life in which you enjoy, right? But we have to separate applying pressure to, oh, I just don't want to work too hard. I don't want to do too much. No. Do too much. Do too much. Do too much when it comes to you achieving your goals. Do too much.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what Marlo wanted to talk about, and she couldn't. She's still there.
Wow. Good topic, though.
Yeah, she was at the airport.
Well, I do too much anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I agree with everything
Yeah.
she said.
Okay. I concur. All right. Hey, Sam, if you don't mind showing that first flyer. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I want to invite everybody, all the viewers, followers. And if you guys was in town where y'all in one in Kansas, one in Tampa, y'all can come out to our mixer. It's called We Don't Wait, We Create. It's a 420 friendly party. We got over 75 different businesses coming out the network, models, actors, videographers, photographers, vendors, food trucks, all kind of businesses coming out to network and mingle, exchange, and interact with each other, exchange numbers and stuff. We'd like for y'all to come out. You can get the address from my email. That's hufffitzhugh@gmail.com. HUFFITZHUGH@gmail.com. And you RSVP, and I will send you the address. Come on out. It's gonna be a time had for real. It's BYOB. Bring your own bag. And then at night, hosting the biannual. This is the spring one, and this one's at the Durham Hilton. All black affair. Y'all know my motto: bring your ass, and I guarantee the best and rest will follow. Straight like that. Durham Hilton, Saturday night. All right, y'all, come on, Brent, come on out in your black. Straight like that. Anyway, it's been a great show, y'all. Appreciate everybody. Sam did an amazing job again. Engineering. Shout out to our producer, Sean Starr. Shout out to Marlo, who wasn't able to make it. Adam, and not able to make it. And happy birthday to Val's mom.
Happy birthday.
Yep, straight like that. Anyway, to the next episode. Peace out. Oh, hold on. Somebody, who's that? Derima, that's my coach-in-law. Hey, so now damn, my eyes red. So now we have to break our backs because the men won't. Okay. See, I told you you're gonna let your mouth right and check your ass getting cash.
Hey, I think that confirms what I said.
Oh, okay.
That confirms exactly what
See, that's what I said. You gonna let your mouth right and check your ass getting cash. So now you got to do that. Ain't that right, Derima? Say it like that. Anyway, y'all, appreciate everything, and I'll see you guys next week. Hey, Travis. Yeah, you can go, Travis. I need you to stay on